Alright, welcome back to the channel. As you can see, we're cooking again. We've just got 2 tablespoons of avocado oil in the bowl, and I'm going to show you what we're about to cook up. This right here is your vegetarian veggie burger meat that comes in a can, and I'll show you over here what's all going to go into it. Okay, we've got veggie burger, diced tomatoes, and we're going to use a can of sloppy joe. Only because it's going to be a little bit more saucy, and I'm kind of lazy today. But on a regular, I would go ahead and boil the tomatoes and stew them down and make my own red sauce. All right, we're going to go ahead and start putting these onions in. Unfortunately, I didn't have any raw onions. I only had the frozen ones, so be careful adding that, because you know how water and grease does, so be careful when you're adding this in. That's about enough onion. I guess that would be about 2 cups. Yeah, that's about 2 cups. And we've got the vegetarian burger, and we've already taken it out the can. So as the onions melt down and we get some of that water out there, then we'll add the beef to the pan. But until then, we're just going to kind of stir this one, because we already have we've already put some avocado oil in the pan. But because the onions I had are frozen, we're going to have to wait a minute, because we're going to try to get some of that water out of the pan. Boiling the fusilli, as you can see, it's in the pot. It's almost ready. We're just going to let that stand because it's already been boiled. Let me show you. It's pretty much ready. We'll just let that rest a bit in the pot until it's time for us to use it. Okay, as you can see, the onions are boiled down. Still quite a bit of water in it, but we're going to go ahead and start adding that vegetarian meat. Yeah, we're just going to go ahead and start putting that in there and getting that stirred around. Yeah. So you're just going to start inundating that in there and stirring that and breaking the meat up. Yeah. Now, be mindful when you're using the vegetarian meat or any vegetarian meats, they have a sodium content to them. So you do not want to add any sodium or any salt to them until what you're making is almost finished. Okay? You don't want to take that sodium up to the point where it's going to be so salty you won't even be able to enjoy it. So we're going to continue to cook this until we can get all the water out of here and try to even put a little burn on this meat. So we'll just keep stirring that around. Alright, we've got most of that water off of there so we can put an actual burn on the meat. So we're actually going to add some spinach into this. And I'm going to say roughly 2 cups raw, because you know how spinach cooks down to almost nothing. So it'll look like a lot in the beginning, but once it cooks down, you won't even know how much you've put in it. Okay. Make sure you're cooking on high like you know I do. As long as you're moving it around and continuing stirring it, you're going to be fine. But don't let it sit too long. It's going to stick and it's going to burn. So just keep it moving. Okay, look at that. That's beautiful. Look at that. There you go. Okay, now while we're at this stage, I don't normally add any seasoning, but I am going to add some taco seasoning just to flavor the meat a little bit and give it a little zip to it after everything's added. But like I said, don't lose your mind if you're adding anything that has a salt thing, because you don't want it to be too salty. Okay, this is looking good. We're going to start dipping some of these noodles out and putting these in here. Okay. Yeah, go ahead and dip those noodles out. Start getting them in there and getting this rolled around. Because the last thing we're going to add is the sauce. But we want to start getting the noodles in. Not the water, just the noodles. So if you have to, There's a mechanism we can use. I don't see mine, but we'll use this one. And just keep spooning that pasta in there. Okay. And then keep stirring it around because you want to keep it going, like I said. Now, if it's taking you a little bit to get your noodles in there, then you can always turn your fire down. Get some more of your noodles in there. Right on. Yeah. Stir around your noodles in there. And remember, this is fusilli. So there's many different things you can do with fusilli. I like to change up sometimes, and the fusilli noodles are a nice change to just spaghetti. But this dish, you can pretty much use any type of pasta you want. It's not just limited to a certain type of pasta. You know, you can put tomato sauce over any pasta and it's going to be good, especially if you're incorporating some rosemary and some thyme. And like I said, a little bit of either avocado oil or, of course, extra virgin olive oil. That's always a winner. Now, at this point is when you can taste it. And I like to add my noodles to it because, like I said, you already have quite a bit of salt going on. But I like to add my noodles to it before I determine whether I'm going to use some more seasoning or not. So I'm going to go ahead, get a little bit of that. And I just put it on the palm of my hand. Oh, that's tasting pretty good. At this point, I don't think we need anything. I think we're doing pretty good. And we're going to get ready to add the sauce. Adding the diced tomatoes at this point. Going to add those in. And just start stirring those around. And always come from the bottom up. Want to get it stirred really well. Okay. And just keep stirring those in. And then we're going to add that little thing of sloppy joe sauce that I had. Because I ran out of my other kind of sauce. So, you know, you can make sauce out of anything that's got a ketchup look to it. Including ketchup. Okay. So we're just going to add that little sloppy joe sauce in there. And we're going to actually put a little water in this to make sure. Well, no, we're not. Because I'm gonna leave. This is not going to be real saucy. I'm going to leave this kind of substantial. I'm just going to mix this around. Once I get this mixed real good, we're going to give her a taste and see how it's doing. Now, if this is not saucy enough for you, then just get you a can of regular spaghetti sauce. Doesn't have to have anything in it. I mean, unless you know, mushrooms is always nice. You know, they have sauces that have mushrooms in. That's something you can add too. I would normally add those, but right now I'm out of mushrooms, so we're going to go with it as is. It'll still be nice and delicious, so don't worry. Okay, we're going to go ahead and see if we can get a taste of this again. Let's put that in the center of your hand. Oh, man. It's it. That's it. Now I want you to try this. This was a very simple recipe. Anybody can make it. And it's vegan. So next time somebody says, oh, I don't want to cook vegan, it's too hard. It's not hard. It's very simple and easy. I want you to try this out and come back in the comments and tell me how you liked it. Or tell me if you added something different to your dish. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day.